General Hospital. The emotional storm of May 2025 belongs to one rising star. As General Hospital stormed through May 2025, emotions ran high and truths unraveled at breakneck speed, sending shockwaves across Port Charles. What began as scattered emotional arcs across several characters quickly coalesced into a singular, unforgettable month of performances that reshaped familial bonds, tore open old wounds, and crowned an unlikely new favorite. While veterans like Dominic Zamprogna and Jane Elliott delivered nuanced portrayals and heart-wrenching scenes, and Caitlin McMullen carried Willow's descent into heartbreak with aching sincerity, one actor stood out above the rest, Giovanni Mazza, whose portrayal of Gio turned a complicated backstory into a narrative earthquake. May was defined not just by standout scenes, but by seismic shifts in character dynamics, and nowhere was that more evident than in the unraveling story of Gio's paternity. When viewers first met Gio, he was known primarily for his musical talent and fierce independence, but his calm exterior cracked open with the revelation that Brooke Lynn was not merely his mentor, but his mother, and Dante, the police officer caught between moral duty and emotional denial, was his biological father. The fallout from this revelation anchored the month's most gut-wrenching moments. The lead-up to the truth had already been brewing since April. Dominic Zamprogna, a longtime mainstay as Dante, showed a quieter storm brewing in the character, his facial expressions tightening with each of Rocco's health scares, his voice strained in moments of uncertainty, and his eyes betraying fear whenever Gio came close to the truth. It was a slow burn that ignited into an inferno when Dante realized not only the weight of his past actions, but also the new responsibilities waiting for him with Gio. Zamprogna's performance resonated for its ability to balance stoic restraint with raw emotional vulnerability, especially when forced to confront the son he never raised. Yet, while Dante processed the past through internal struggle, Brooke Lynn faced hers head-on. Amanda Setton's portrayal of a woman drowning in guilt but desperate for redemption came to a head in her intimate scene with Tracy. When Brooke Lynn admitted that she had given up a child she conceived as a teenager, viewers saw the armor fall away. But what could have been a moment of scorn from the formidable Quartermaine matriarch instead became a bridge to healing. Jane Elliott, known for her iron-willed portrayal of Tracy, softened with quiet grace, choosing love over judgment. The hug between the two was less a reconciliation and more a rebirth, of Brooke Lynn as a mother, and Tracy as a great-grandmother willing to embrace the chaos that family brings. Then came Gio. Giovanni Mazza's performance didn't just anchor the month, it detonated it. The young actor, best known previously for his musical abilities, stunned audiences with a gut-punch delivery of Gio's emotional spiral. When the truth was revealed at the nurses' ball, everything came to a boiling point. In a single devastating moment, Gio stood center stage, his violin in hand, as the world around him collapsed. The realization that his entire identity had been a lie, that the woman he looked up to had withheld his origin, and that his father had been close by all along, was too much to bear. And so, with the lights of the nurses' ball illuminating the pain in his eyes, Gio did the unthinkable. He raised the violin, the very symbol of his self-worth and stability, and smashed it to the ground. Each shattered piece felt like a visual metaphor for his broken world, and when he sank to his knees amidst the splinters, the crowd's stunned silence echoed the collective gasp of viewers at home. Mazza didn't just cry on cue, he bled emotion, portraying a level of anguish rarely seen from a performer so young. It was that moment that cemented his status as General Hospital's emotional epicenter for May. Yet what made the performance so remarkable wasn't just the emotional outburst, it was what came after. The days that followed showed Gio oscillating between rage and numbness, flinching at the sight of Brooke Lynn, spitting venom at Dante, and isolating himself even as his extended family tried to pull him close. But perhaps the most humanizing moment came in an unexpected scene with Tracy. When Gio, still unsure of his place in the Quatermain dynasty, found himself sitting across from his great-grandmother, expecting yet another adult to fail him, Tracy instead extended quiet acceptance. Her measured words, acknowledging the pain but inviting him into the family anyway, offered the first glimmer of healing. Mazza conveyed it all without dialogue, the widened eyes, the unsure breath, the near flinch at affection. In that subtlety, he showed the depth of trauma and the tentative desire to belong. Elsewhere in Port Charles, other storylines intertwined to add layers of heartbreak. Willow, played by Caitlin McMullen, was dragged into emotional ruin following her romantic entanglement with Drew. McMullen brought Willow to life not just as a woman seduced and discarded, but as a mother ripped from her children. When Michael reclaimed custody and shut the door on her access, Willow's breakdown on Carly's porch was a raw portrayal of maternal despair. Her wailing, her clawing at memory, her collapse onto cold stone, all of it showcased McMullen's range and fearlessness in embracing vulnerability. Still, it was not enough to eclipse the hurricane that was Gio's journey. What made this month in General Hospital particularly unforgettable was not just the range of performances, but the convergence of pain, history, and revelation. These were not just characters reacting to plot developments, they were human beings grappling with identity, loyalty, and what it means to be family. From Dante's stoic breakdown to Brooke Lynn's maternal awakening, from Trass's unexpected warmth to Willow's shattered hope, the tapestry of Port Charles was woven tighter, stained with sorrow, and pierced with new beginnings. But it was Giovanni Mazza who stitched himself into the fabric of the show's legacy. In 1 month, he transformed from a talented side character into a leading force. His ability to channel the grief of lost identity, the betrayal of secrets, and the yearning for love into every movement and glance marked him not just as a performer of the month, but possibly the performer of the year. As May fades into memory, one thing is clear: General Hospital has found its new emotional anchor. And Port Charles will never be the same.